Hey everybody, this is Jesse here at Jesse Lee Strength and Fitness. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today is a Monday morning. I wasn't able to get a Sacred Sunday in lift yesterday, so hence the schedule change a little bit. Just as a recap, I typically do um, back squat bench on one day during the weekday, and I do deadlift overhead press on another day during the weekday, and then I run one day during the week right now, and I do a Sacred Sunday lift on Sunday, which includes a few different movements: hip thrusts, chin ups, dumbbell bench press, and a single leg variation. So that's kind of how the program I'm running right now. Since I traveled over the weekend and I did some labor, I was down at Matfield Green Station. Shout out to that crew. I just did a lot of work and did a lot of hiking. So I was able to feel really pretty recovered today. However, I wasn't able to get a Sunday lift in. So today is going to be a recap of my first lift of week 6. So back squat, high bar position, and bench press, barbell bench press, and then some arms. So just let me get right into this. It was a great session. Honestly, the squats are coming along so well. My hips are more mobile, I think, and more strong, I think, than they've ever been. I used to really struggle with getting my hips in a kind of a square position at the bottom, primarily because of hip mobility issues, but also some stability issues, as well as a lack of hard brace. So if you're struggling to get square hips at the bottom, obviously work on your mobility and your stability, but also bracing is a big thing. If I brace really hard, I have a nice square pelvis at the bottom of my squat, and that makes all of the difference. So brace. When in doubt, brace. So all these are up 5 pounds from the previous week. So I am doing just a linear progression at this point until that kind of tops out, and then we'll have to make some changes in the programming a little bit. But for now, I'm happy with 5 pounds per set per week. So this was 115 last week, this was 135 last week, and this was 150 last week. So all of those went up 5, and it all moved just fine. So I've still got some room here in this 120 for 10 for warm up, 140 for 6, and then 3 sets of 5 at 155, and I was able to get 6. I might have had 7 in there, but at that point I was just ready to be kind of moving on. So it's okay to leave a rep or two in the tank sometime. It felt good. It was a great workout. So happy with that. Then I moved on to bench press. Bench press, I was up each set 5 pounds, although most of the sets were challenging. 140 for 8, pretty hard. 150 for 6, hard. And 160, I got a 3x5. I have been hitting my working sets at 6, but this week, 3 sets of 5 with the last set of 6. And I probably had a 7, maybe an 8. But it actually felt heavy, and then it kind of got better as the sets went on. I did just some basic shoulder stuff, some bench centration work, and as well as some TRX just to warm up the shoulders. But that went well, honestly. So as the weights start to get that linear progressions is topping out a little bit faster on the bench press. So we'll just be switching up the programming just to continue to get stronger as we go. So that's just something where I might move into a little bit more volume work with like sets of 8, sets of 6, but also mixing in some little lower rep ranges because I am lifting by myself. It is always bench press is probably the least safe when you're lifting heavier. So just using good strategies there. But maybe hitting some heavy doubles or some triples or something like that as I move forward. And then to finish, I did some fat grip dumbbell bicep curls. I went up to 30 pounds per hand, and I do those seated with narrow feet just to kind of stabilize my core. And I did 9 reps per. And so basically I hit the dumbbells, and then I hit the TRX skull crushers 9, 10, and then I finished off with the same 9, 10. And that was the workout for the day. It felt great. That was a really, really fun workout. And tomorrow I will be doing a long zone 2 run. So I'll let you know how that goes. It feels like it's sufficient because it's not that stressful in the zone 2. It's just stressful enough. The legs still feel pretty good, as well as the cardiovascular. So I'm hoping the challenges that I face is just doing a zone 2 run and keeping my heart rate in an appropriate zone. So that'll be the challenge for tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and tune in next time.